Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. This is your host Ram Bitu on the Cricket Happening Show. This on a Sunday, and we have three matches lined up on this Cricket Happening Show. One is yesterday's match where I was giving you a bit of a live cricket commentary or probably live cricket updates. Yes, you're talking about the second one-day international that happened between Australia and West Indies at Bridgetown in Barbados. A very challenging pitch at that, and the victors. I would say that it was basically a matter of who was superior in the skills on that particular pitch, and it was West Indies who reigned supreme as West Indies went on to win against Australia in that particular match, a low-scoring match at that. And West Indies actually, it was a tough match, but I definitely one has to credit Nicholas Pooran and also Jason Holder for taking them through on a very difficult pitch. So, and that was it. Australia actually losing the second one-day international by 4 wickets. West Indies winning the match by 4 wickets. So, thus, it ensured that the series has leveled, and now it will be the final ODI, which will be an exciting tussle, I'm sure, between the Australia and West Indies when it is played on Monday, I reckon. And the other match that we are going to look at today is two matches that happened. The Bangladesh-Zimbabwe, the Bangladesh tour of Zimbabwe came to an end, and a very happy end at that, as Bangladesh allowed Zimbabwe, the home team, to only get one victory under the belt. And the T20 series was taken by Bangladesh, as this was the last T20. It was a clean sweep by Bangladesh in the T20 series, as Bangladesh took the T20 series. No, not a clean sweep, sorry. They won the second one. I'm sorry. So it was 2-1 was the verdict, as Bangladesh won against Zimbabwe in the T20 series. And well, it was a very good show by Bangladesh, which I'll be talking about. And the other match, which has it's probably half an hour after the match is over. We are talking about the India versus Sri Lanka, the first T20 that was played. And India once again being victors. India starting off the T20 series with a victory, as they won against the Sri Lankans by 3 wickets, by 38 runs. They won the match by 38 runs. Some good bowling from the Indian bowlers, Bhuvneshwar Kumar in particular, who took the Man of the Match award. So there are three matches that I would look at. Also, I'll be taking you live to the 100, where the sixth match right now is underway at the 100 men's competition. And the teams that are playing is the Birmingham Pheonix versus the Manchester Originals. The Birmingham Pheonix were rolled out for 87 with Matt Parkinson, the right-arm leg spinner, returning figures of 4 wickets. So Matt Parkinson definitely going from strength to strength, especially after especially after Shane Warne, the Aussie legend, has already said. He has really given a nudge to the English selectors by telling them that Matt Parkinson is someone who is absolute substance, and you need to consider him for the Ashes series. As right now, as I'm talking to you, the live cricket update coming in from Manchester in England in the 100 men's competition is that Birmingham Pheonix has been rolled out for 87, and Manchester Originals are just inching towards victory here. They are 70 for 3 currently, and they have a lot of balls left. 18 runs needed in 45 balls. It should be an absolute teaser. It should be an absolute teaser, one could call it. Well, so let's get on. So first match we are talking about is Australia versus West Indies. And as I said, this pitch in Bridgetown, Barbados, looked to be a very challenging pitch, especially considering there was a lot of turn available on this particular pitch. Life was not easy. And we found that out when the Aussies were absolutely reeling at one stage. I was talking to you about when they were at one point of time, they were 96 for 7, and then a partnership came. In fact, they were 45 for 6 at one stage, but it was all the lower order partnerships that made the difference, with Matthew Wade contributing 36 of 68, 2 fours, Mitchell Starc 19 with 2 boundaries. But the partnership that really brought the Aussies to somewhat sort of a respectability of 187 was the fact that Wes Agar and Adam Zampa. Wes Agar and Adam Zampa combined into a good partnership in that particular match, and it was the 9th-wicket partnership, and it was a very, very fruitful partnership at that, because it added some valuable 79 runs, I reckon. I'm just trying to see how much it was. It was basically, I think, 59 runs partnership, which was very important, with Adam Zampa contributing 36 of 62, 4 fours in that, and Wes Agar 41 of 36, just into his international career, one could call. 41 of 36 looked impressive with 3 fours and 2 sixes. Riley Meredith was making his debut in T20 in ODI cricket, and he was not out. I think he did not face a ball. But let's have a look at the Australian card. The Australian card does not make any happy reading. The highest scorer being Wes Agar with 41. Now, the Australian innings, as I was talking about, 187 on. Look at the West Indian bowling, and it was all, as I said, it was a challenging pitch. There was something in it for the bowlers for sure, but it was also a bit of the spinners had a very good time. Akil Hussain was the one who really got the Aussies batting into a real tailspin, as he bowled 10 overs, no maiden, 30 runs and 3 wickets. Hayden Walsh, who is definitely one of the upcoming West Indian cricketers, no doubt about it. Hayden Walsh, 10 overs, no maiden, 1 for 32, did a good turn there. Jason Mohammed, 4 overs, 1 for 12. Alzari Joseph picked up 3 for 39 of 8.1 overs, no maiden. Jason Holder, 7 overs, 1 for 41, produced an absolute perler to the best Australian player on this particular tour, Mitchell Marsh, as he was forced to actually go. It was a must-play delivery, and these are the deliveries which are very rare deliveries, which are delivered by the bowlers. And here comes one from Jason Holder, an absolute perler to send Mitchell Marsh on his way back to the pavilion for a duck. Sheldon Cottrell had 2 for 29. Mitchell Marsh made 8. My apologies there. And the West Indian innings, if you look at looking at the West Indian innings there, the West Indians went on to victory, but it was not so easy. They really found life very, very tough. It was a similar situation to what the West Indians, the Aussies, were facing, as they were 72 for 5 at one stage. Evan Lewis was LBW bowled Stark for 1. Shy Hope was claimed by a turning ball from Turner, and it was his maiden ODI scalp there for Turner. So Turner taking that wicket. Ashton Turner, the all-rounder, picking up the wicket with his off-spin. It was the ball was wide of the crease. He bowled wide of the crease, and probably Shy Hope wanted to play it with the spin, but he did not get any close to the pitch and went on to knock the middle stump. So Shy Hope was gone for 38 of 43, 6 boundaries. Darren Bravo got a beautiful delivery from Mitchell Stark, which knocked his stumps back, as it seemed then. And it was not a good line of defense from Darren Bravo, played down the wrong line. It was bowled by Stark for naught. Jason Mohammed was clean bowled by Zampa for 11 of 14 deliveries with 2 boundaries. And then Kieron Pollard was into the hat, bowled by Zampa for 2. And that was not a good situation. It was even Stevens at that stage, 72 for 5 to 14.2 overs, a long way to go. But what was good about it was that Nicholas Pooran, who's a talented player, no doubt about it. We also have Jason Holder, who probably since the 2019 World Cup has not scored a 50. And here he comes in, reins himself in along with Nicholas Pooran. But the good thing, what one would like to talk about is the way Nicholas Pooran and Jason Holder applied themselves with half of the team into the pavilion at 72 for 5 in 14.2 overs. There was still some work to do. There were 109 runs to but, and they knew that once they were the most recognized batsmen left, other than Alzari Joseph and Hayden Walsh, who definitely have the abilities to bat. But what one liked was that partnership that they stitched on and saw to it that the West Indies did not lose the opportunity of getting a win, and that was really it's really commendable because they occupied 20 overs and they brought up the victory in the 38th over. Nicholas Pooran was not out on 59 of 75, 2 fours and 2 sixes. Jason Holder made 52 of 69, 5 fours and 1 6. But as I said, a wonderful job by Nicholas Pooran and Jason Holder on a challenging pitch. They applied themselves and saw to it that the West Indians got victory. So definitely full credit to Nicholas Pooran and Jason Holder for putting up a good show for the West Indians. And as I said, now the 3-match series now is all set up. It's 1-1, and as I think we are definitely in for an exciting tussle on Monday, and the final ODI will be played. Mitchell Starc bowled superbly. 10 overs, 1 minute, 326. Wes Hacker was not amongst the wickets. 5 overs, none for 24. Riley Meredith on his debut did not look impressive. 5 overs, none for 36. Adam Zampa did his job well. 9 overs, 1 minute, 243. Aston Turner, 6 overs, 1 for 37. Got his maiden ODI wicket. Mitchell Marsh bowled 2 overs for 19. And Nicholas Pooran got the man of the match award. So that was as far as Australia versus West Indies were concerned. Now, we turn our attention on to the next game, and that would be Zimbabwe versus Bangladesh. Now, Zimbabwe-Bangladesh, it was 1-1, and it was the series was absolutely up for grabs. But Bangladesh made sure that they are not going to leave Zimbabwe without a victory under their belt here, and that's what they precisely did. They won the decider by 5 wickets to take the series 2-1, and Bangladesh have not put a foot wrong here on this particular tour. They wiped off they took the one-off test. They cleaned up Zimbabwe in the ODI series, and now with a bit of a challenge from Zimbabwe, Bangladesh have won the T20 series by 5 wickets, and Bangladesh definitely looking a very well-knit unit according to me. The experience, the youth is coming forward, and I see a lot of talent emerging from Bangladesh. And also Zimbabwe, not to really put them down. Zimbabwe, if you look at this particular match that was played, we are talking about the final T20 match, which also brought an end to the Bangladesh tour of Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe in the 20 overs racked up 193 for 5. It was an exciting Zimbabwe innings, I thought, with the openers Tadiwanshe Marumani and Wesley Madivare, a very, very talented player. Once again showed why he's so talented as he stroked 54 of 36, 6-4. Today it was a good opening start. They put up the best performance in power play overs in T20 by raising 63 runs in 6 overs. Tadwanshe Marumani swatted a few 4s and 6s, 27 of 20 deliveries, 2 4s and 2 6s. Wesley Madivare strokeful as ever, 54 of 36, 6 4s. Regis Chakabwa absolutely got this, got the public and the stadium. Really was on absolute fire, as he was not hitting any boundaries, but he was hitting the ball all over the stadium. He hit 6 sixes in all, and Saifud, I think it was a spinner who was actually making his debut, Nasoom Ahmed, was taken for 3 consecutive sixes by Regis Chakabwa, and Regis Chakabwa's sixes were something which was hit with tremendous force, and it went all the way over the stands. So basically, it was some big hits. And what was good about it was Regis Chakabwa was that he also employed the switch hit and the reverse hit, whereby he could hit for sixes. So that really says a lot about Regis Chakabwa. And I think Regis Chakabwa as a player is really coming of age now, because I'm seeing that he's putting up consistent performances, as Regis Chakabwa contributed 48 of 22 deliveries, which included 6 big sixes. And that was the one which really got this Zimbabwe innings into full throttle. Sikandar Raza, the captain today, was out for naught, which was very sad. Dion Myers contributed 23 of 21, 3 4s. Ryan Burl as usual. So that's the thing I'm talking about Zimbabwe. This Zimbabwean team is looking good. They still have to get that sort of they have to get that elusive victory now. That's what is mattering now, because they definitely have the nucleus to do so, as Ryan Burl showed some very good hitting skills, which again, another consistent hitter, according to me, from Zimbabwe is Ryan Burl, who comes in the lower middle order and slams the ball. And that's what he precisely did, making an unbeaten 31 of just 15 deliveries, which included 3 4s and 2 6s. Luke Jongwe was not out on 1, and the Zimbabwean innings finished at a very, very healthy score of 193 for 5. If you look at the bowling card of the Bangladeshis, Taskin Ahmed, that was very costly today. 2 overs went for 28. Mohammad Saifuddin was taken to the cleaners today, especially Chakabwa going after him big time. 4 overs, no maiden, 1 for 50. Shariful Islam, as I said, has been the sort of a real gain for Bangladesh on this tour of Zimbabwe. 4 overs, no maiden, 1 for 27. They would be pretty glad about it that he could have probably bowled in tandem with Mustafizur Rahman. It will be very interesting to see how he goes against the Aussies who will be touring Bangladesh. Shakib Al Hasan, 4 overs, 1 for 24. Nasum Ahmed, who was making his debut today, I'm told, in T20s, had a very forgettable debut. As I said, he was thrashed by Regis Chakabwa. 3 overs, none for 37. Soumya Sarkar, 3 overs, 2 for 19. Now, Bangladesh were given a target of 191.23. And definitely, I thought the Zimbabwean bowlers were doing a good job. Blessing Musrabani, Sikandar Raza, the captain himself, started proceedings. Mohammad Naeem was out for 3. And after that, but Soumya Sarkar, the man of the match and the player of the series as well, played a wonderful innings. As you know, he's a very good stroke maker. And today he came to the fore, making 68 of 49 deliveries, 9 fours and 1 6. Shakib Al Hasan hit a few sixes, 2 sixes on the boundary, in a knock of 25 of 13 deliveries. Mahmudullah, the finisher, was there, but one thought when Mahmudullah was gone, it was going to become a bit difficult for them, with Mahmudullah gone for 34. But as I said, this Bangladeshi unit is full of bounce, according to me. The youth is really emerging in Bangladesh. And Afif Hussain, who came here, just slammed 2 sixes in a sweet little knock of 14 of 5 deliveries before departing. But Shamim Hussain, the other day we saw in the previous T20, he could not take them over the line. But here he was coming and making sure he would take the Bangladeshis over the line with some big hitting. Not big hitting, basically playing some nice strokes and playing with a sort of a real freedom and boldness. He's in quick kid on the block, I suppose. Shamim Hussain not out 31 of 15 deliveries with 6 fours. Nurul Hussain was not out on 1. And victory for Bangladesh in the 19.2 overs. Sikandar Raza, as I told you, Tenda Chatara, none for 27. Blessing Guzrabani, he has been doing a good job, 227. Dion Myers, I thought, was the weakest link there because Dion Myers leaked a lot of runs. 4 overs, none for 42. That put paid to Zimbabwean hopes. Luke Jongwit, he was 242, was also very, very costly. And Wellington Masakaja, the other day bowled well, but today he got some runs taken off him. 3.2 overs, made a 1 for 37. Soumya Sarkar got the player of the match and the player of the series. Now, without further ado, I'm shifting to the match which we are talking about, India versus Sri Lanka. The first T20 match which was played in Ketarama in Sri Lanka, in Colombo today. And the Indian innings, Indians had 2 debutants today. Prithvi Shaw with the bat, but he was an absolute failure as Prithvi Shaw, the very, very first delivery of his entry into T20 cricket, international T20 cricket, was on first ball. A lovely outswinger from Dushmanta Chamira, pitched it up, got the ball to move away, and Shaw, who likes to drive away, tried to push the ball away from the body, and that was the keeper had snapped up the catch, and that was Prithvi Shaw walking back to the pavilion on the very, very first delivery of the match, and a very, very disappointing T20 debut for Prithvi Shaw. But we know that Prithvi Shaw is a very talented cricketer, and he will be coming up firing in the next T20. Shikhar Dhawan played an innings of substance, trying to hold the innings after the dismissal of Prithvi Shaw. Got the company of Sanju Samson, who played some pleasing strokes in his knock of 27 of 20 deliveries, 2 fours and 1 6. A beautiful delivery from Hasranga de Silva, which got the wicket of Sanju Samson. It was my turns went straight. It turned in, and Samson probably was playing for a bit of turn, but the ball actually beat his bat. He was gone. But Samson looked good in his 27 of 20, 2 fours and 1 6. Shikhar Dhawan contributing a neat 46 of 36, 4 fours and 1 6. But this man, Sky, Surya Kumar Yadav, he is someone who is really making waves. He and Prithvi Shaw have already going to be going after this series. They will be flying to England, join the test party in India, who have been having a lot of injuries. And Surya Kumar Yadav, who has made it a habit now of scoring runs, and that's what we are seeing. And one sees the Surya Kumar Yadav. Whenever I see Surya Kumar Yadav, I can only think of Virat Kohli, because the way he comes in, he does not waste any time. I mean, whatever be the situation, whether the chips are down or everything is good, it doesn't make any difference to him. He comes there and gets going right away, like how Virat Kohli comes in and immediately gets going with some confident stroke. And that's what Surya Kumar Yadav is all about. That really shows just 34 deliveries, 5 fours and 2 sixes. Hardik Pandya labored for 10 runs of 12 balls before being out of his misery. And then I thought the Sri Lankan bowlers came back very well in the final stages, where they kept the Indians, they bowled very tightly to the Indians, with Ishan Kishan not out on 20 of 14, 1 4, 1 6, and Krunal Pandya not out on 3. India making a score. India putting up a score of 164 for 5 on the board. With the bowling, Dushmanta Chamira, very impressive bowling figures. 4 overs, no win, 224. Chamika Karunaratne also bowled well, I thought, especially in the end stages. 4 overs, 1 for 34. Akila Dhananjaya got some real tap from the Indian batsman today. 3 overs, none for 40. Isru Udana, 4 overs, none for 32. Hasranga did his, plied his trade well. 4 overs, no win, 228. And Dasun Shanaka, 1 over, none for 4. The Sri Lankans were given a target of 165, and it definitely looked doable at that particular stage. But the Indian bowlers really put up a very, very good show. Let's have a look at the Indian bowlers. The Sri Lankans were bowled out for 126, but definitely there was hope when Avishka Fernando, Vinod Bhanuka was out to bowling of Kunal Pandya. Dhananjay De Silva got a beautiful delivery from Chahal, which actually bamboozled him after pitching on the middle stump. Middle and leg stump, it really went on to hit the top of the middle stump. So Dhananjay De Silva was bowled with Chahal for 9. Charita Slanka was the one who really looked the piece, and he was looking like a danger. He and Avishka Fernando could have been the real danger men for India. But luckily, Kumar claimed the wicket of Avishka Fernando for 26 of 23. 3 boundaries, but Charita Slanka was the highest scorer, and he was the one. And when Charita Slanka, because what was good about Charita Slanka was that he was making his t20 debut, I reckon. Charita Slanka, if I'm not wrong, yes. Chamika Karunaratne and Charita Slanka were making their debuts today. And Charita Slanka, you could even pick up the bowling, the debutant Varun Chakravarti, and deposit him into the stands. And so that definitely said that Charita Slanka was seeing the ball well. He was able to read the grip of the bowler well, and he was really hitting it very hard and high. But the Charita Slanka was knocked out for 44, and that opened the gates for India. And India absolutely stormed through the gate as wickets kept on falling. Ashan Bendera was kept quiet by the Indians. He was gone for 9. Dasun Shanaka, the captain, was also they definitely had a lot of ammunition in the tank with Dasun Shanaka, one into Hasranga and Chamika Karunaratne. But I thought the Indian bowlers came. Dasun Shanaka was the first victim of Varun Chakravarti, who definitely got some runs taken off him, but definitely picked up his maiden T20 scalp today. 1 into Hasranga, another danger man, was clean bowled by Chahar. So that was good to see. That was an important wicket. It's a fuller delivery, and it was a straighter delivery from Deepak Chahar, brought in for his second spell, and he did not disappoint the captain. He picked up 2 wickets, and a very important wickets at that of Vanindu Hasaranga, who tried to make room, but it was an outside edge. We went on the off stump, he inside it onto his stumps, and Charita Slanka was also a victim of Chahar out in the deep. After that, it was just the batsmen throwing their bats around to get quick runs, with the run rate probably rising into the 10 mark. And it became increasingly difficult. Chamika Karunaratne was out for 3, Isrudana for 1, Dushmanta Chamira for 1, and that was the end. Indians had won the match by 38 runs to take a lead in the T20 series, 1-0. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar bowled excellently at the death. 3 overs, 3 maidens, none. 4 for 22 is bowling analysis. He kept on getting wickets. Deepak Chahar did his job perfectly. 3 overs, 224. Kunal Pandya, 2 overs, 1 for 16. Varun Chakravarti on his debut could have bowled a bit better, I thought. Just those Charita Slanka strikes for 6s. 4 overs, no maiden, 1 for 28. Yuzendra Chahal was superb, I thought. 4 overs, no maiden, 1 for 19. And Hardik Pandya, 2 overs, no maiden, 1 for 17. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar taking the man of the match award. And that thus ended. And very quickly now, I'm going to go to the match between the 100 men's competition, where the matches, I'm told the match has just ended right now as I'm talking to you, as it is the Manchester Originals, which was expected after Birmingham Pheonix were rolled out for a very, very paltry 87 due to the spin wiles of leg spinner Matt Parkinson of Manchester Originals. The Birmingham Pheonix have lost the match here. Birmingham Pheonix putting up a bad show, bowled out for 87, and Manchester Originals have cleaned them up today. They won by 6 wickets. 89 for 4 was the final score. And let's have a very sneak peek. As I said, Matt Parkinson for figures of 4 for 9. That were tremendous bowling figures, according to me. Absolutely tremendous bowling figures. Let's have a look at the scorecard here. Looking at the scorecard for the Manchester Originals and the Phoenix, Birmingham Pheonix. The Birmingham Pheonix, who batted first, were bowled out for 87. The highest scorer, if you talk about, was Moeen Ali with 15. But what a tremendous spell of bowling from Matt Parkinson, the right-arm leg spinner. He claimed the wickets of Liam Livingstone. He had Chris Cook. He took the wicket of Tom Hem and the tail-ender Imran Tahir. The bowling figures of Matt Parkinson: 19 overs, 13 dot balls, 9 runs, and 4 wickets. This man, it would have definitely made Shane Warne proud, no doubt about it. Tom Hatley, none for 22. Klassen, I'm not going to go into those details. 2 wickets for Calvin Harrison. And Manchester Originals, but still, they were made to work for it. They occupied 73 balls to score 89. Phil Salt, 22 of 11, 4 fours. Josh Butler making 30 of 31, and some wickets going in between. But I'm not going to talk about it. Probably that is that's bringing an end to this cricket show of mine for today. Hope you all loved this broadcast, and looking forward to your company once more during the next weekend, when I'll be once again back to talk to you all, guys. But other than that, as I said, you can always look at my Twitter page and my cricket website. Cricket website, probably not, as I said, but my cricket Twitter page is something where I definitely do a lot of cricket tweeting. That's it from me, guys, from on this Cricket Happening show for today, and looking forward to your company once more on the weekend. And a lot of cricket coming up. Let me tell you, IPL, September 19 kicks off the IPL 2021 in the United Arab Emirates with Mahendra Singh Dhoni's Chennai Super Kings taking on the defending champions Mumbai Indians in the curtain raiser of Indian Premier League 2021. Well, dear fans and subscribers, that's about it for today, and rest in the next. Thank you.